What can we do before then? First things first, from what I see, is financial independence. And unfortunately, we struggle during our working career with financial independence. We struggle as retirees. What we don't realize that it's even worse as a retiree. Typically, my retiree, I have a very warm relationship with my retirees, because I put myself in their shoes and think, is that what life is going to be for me? I always say this to those that work with me, the younger ones, as soon as they come in, I say to them, look, having worked with us, if by the time you retire, you leave this place, it doesn't matter what stage you live, but if by the time you leave this place, you've not thought of how to make your own retirement stage different, then you've cheated yourself. Use the fact that you're in this environment right now to learn from these customers you see. My typical retiree would come in and I would do a computation to say, okay, this is X much he has in his account and this is what he can take, so that we have an amount left for him to be paid on a monthly basis. Typically, there will be resistance. I have a customer now who I would never forget, one of my early customers. He had a fairly large amount of money in his account, and I sat for at least 3 or 4 days. It was a constant thing. He would come in, encouraging him and pushing him to take the minimum amount that he could take as a lump sum. The lump sum is what you will take as a bulk figure when you leave from your account, and the rest has to be left to be paid as a monthly income for you. By taking that minimum amount, he would have increased his monthly remittance. I spoke with him over a 4-day period, and he agreed. 2 or 3 years after we commenced, he gave me a call to say he lost that amount of money that he had taken as a minimum. He wanted to take more. And I said to him, no. He took his time and waited until he found out I wasn't in office, as if I could actually stop it, and did his application. It's his money. Nobody could stop him. So I've spoken about financial independence. I'm moving on to the next thing that you need to have: a goal, a plan. Right now, what is it that you need to want, what you want to be able to do when you retire? Okay? If you don't have that goal now, whatever financial independence you've put in place would disappear. This gentleman came in and he increased. He's allowed to do that. He was able to take now the maximum. So they gave him the difference. And he brought down his monthly income to the very minimum. I didn't even know that had happened. I had completely forgotten about One day, this is probably about 5 years after he retired, he walks into my office and he came in with a young chap, maybe about middle 20s, and he was smiling from molar to molar. And then he says, oh, Ansamik Arwa. Ansamik Arwa means we have a birth in the family, basically. There's good news, we have a birth. And I was like, oh my God, congratulations, you're a grandfather. And I turned to the young chap, assuming it must be him. He said, no, it's not him, it's me. But that's not the good news. I said, what's the good news? Hajia Nafisa. He had named the child after me. And he felt that was an achievement, and he felt he was going to come and tell me. 2 years after that, this man was in my office. This is by now 7 years after he had retired, yeah? He came into my office and he burst into tears. Everything that he had taken out as his bulk sum and the additional sum, and I'm talking of millions, have all gone. He's now not able to feed his family with the small amount of money that he gets from us. So he wanted to see if I could give him more. But in this case, I'm not able to, because he had taken the maximum that he could take by law. Why did that happen? Because he didn't have a goal. He hadn't thought through to plan to say, this is what I'm going to do. When I receive this money, this is what I need, this is what I need. When the money came, it sounds like a lot of money. There are already many social things around us. Remember, when you're working, you've got maybe a national health scheme or a medical scheme provided by your employer. That is not available when you retire.